Alright. Okay, mic check 1 2. Alright. We got some space, we got storage. This one we going back to the basics. Alright? I think I was saying in the previous post that I put the 7 universal principles, they correlate to the 7 planetary archons from the tree of life, the lower levels of the archons. As a matter of fact, like I said, I was going to show you the book I'm reading, but also I'm going to show you in correlation in regards to what AI says about the 7 hermetic principles, the 7 universal principles, the 7 planetary archons, the 7 chakras, etc. All right, so there are several sets of 7 universal principles. We're going to do this. Most commonly referring to the ancient hermetic principles: mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender, governing the cosmos, or the principles of universal design for creating accessible products, equitable use, flexibility, simple use, perceptible info, tolerance for error, low effort, size, space. Other contexts include moral rules or spiritual concepts, but these two are the most recognized, with the Hermetic laws focusing on metaphysics and universal design on physical, digital creation. And so, the 7 Hermetic principles from the Kybalion. Number 1 is mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is mental. Reality is mental. Correspondence, as above, so below, so below, so above. So in a previous video, we going back to the previous video, I know I said I may have ruffled some people's feathers talking about the backside of the tree of life, etc. Like you only hear in the Bible, the tree of knowledge, good and evil, or the tree of life. But the universal law is 7 of them. One is correspondence. Law number 2, correspondence, as above, so below, as within, so without. So on the front side, the back side, there is also a dark side of the tree, or night side of the tree. And my apologies, I want to get this out too before I continue. And so on this tree, there's a 1 main emanation. That emanation creates 2 divine masculine, feminine, to get together, and the lower planetary archons are created. And that is the energies for each of our signs, our zodiacal signs. That is not our signs per se, but the energy for those signs. So you can either be negative or positive, or you can be middle of those signs, balance of those signs. Vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. All matter is in constant motion. Polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Opposites are extremes of the same thing. Hot, cold. Rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. Cycles and patterns exist everywhere. Cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Nothing happens by chance. Gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Creative force is present in all things. So, the purpose of taking it back to the basics, there are 7 universal principles, 7 chakras, 7 major planetary archons. There are a lot of 7s. And so my question for AI is the 7 correlation throughout the different mythos, different pantheons, different cultures? Is it to be correlated instead of being separated and placed in a box? Is it to be combined and joined together? And so, well, before we go, this is what I wanted to show you, because I said I was reading a book and I said I was going to show you about the tree of life. So I wanted to show you a picture of the tree of life, and I'm going to show you the 7 I'm talking about. So here you have the Sephiroth, even says on the bottom left, tree of life. Top 1, Kether, the crown. 2, Chokmah, wisdom. 3, Bina, understanding. This is the capstone. So when you ever, like on the pyramid at the top, the capstone, this is the capstone. Okay? The first one at the top is the one above all emanation. He creates 2 and 3 for them to create the 5, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the bottom. But there is an imaginary sphere. That's the one I was talking about, Doth. But this is the tree of life 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Those are our planetary archons, which cover our zodiac. So these are our Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, Sun, and Moon from the major arcana, etc. All right, so give me 1 second here. So we're going to go on to planetary archons. In Gnosticism, ancient beliefs, planetary archons, 7 of them. Malevolent cosmic rulers or jailers of the physical world. So when people talk about Matrix, when you're in the Matrix or the archons, listen up. Physical, hindering souls from reaching true divinity. They are cosmic rulers or jailers of the physical world, hindering souls from reaching true divinity. The 7, the names vary, often associated with the 7 classical planets or personified vices like lust, greed, envy, etc. Key figures, Yaldabaoth, the demiurge, often leads them. The role, they rule the planetary spheres, trapping divine sparks or souls within matter, using these 7 vices. Okay, so that's another 7. And so when we think of the zodiac, everybody only want to think of the zodiac like, this is my sign, this is my sign. Listen, there are demons, angels, negative and positive of all. Balance them both, or you will be trapped within that archon. So we go into the 7. Okay, matter of fact, I'm going to take you to what I asked. So I say, I call it co-pilot, you know what I mean? Please explain the 7 universal principles according to the Kabbalion or the Emerald Tablets. They say, absolutely. The 7 universal principles you're referring to come from the Kabbalion, a 1908 text that claims to summarize ancient Hermetic teachings. The Emerald Tablet is even older and more cryptic, but it echoes many of the same ideas in a more condensed, poetic form. What follows is a clear modern explanation of the 7 principles and how they're traditionally understood in Hermetic philosophy. So you're going to follow along with this one. Excuse my finger, my bad.